There we go. I think I'm live now. Let's see. Trying to get the camera adjusted just right. All right, hope I got that. Don't have anybody in here yet, so I'm going to give everybody a minute to join. Broadcasting off my cell phone, off a cell phone connection, because somebody wanted to walk around on my property. So, well, hopefully the connect. Comment. I apologize. Somebody from North Carolina, Crystal. Hey there. And is that Rachel McVeigh? I think. Howdy. How are you? Hey, 13 people on already. All right, so I can't remember who it was that requested a walk around of my property. Somebody from South Texas, Damien from South Texas. Hey there. But I figured that's what we'd try to get done here. We'll see if I can get it done. Hopefully my camera work is not too shaky. I'm using a selfie stick. Hey, and from the UK, who's that? Steven from the UK. Hey, Doug, how are you? Doug is actually my middle name. Actually, my middle name is Douglas, but my dad's middle name was Douglas. He went by Doug. So, hey there, who is that? Goggleby. Goggleby. You guys got to work on these names and make them a little bit easier for me to pronounce. I'm just kidding, by the way. All right, let's go take a look, see what we got going on here. Oh, one more thing to show off here. Come here, buddy. Look, got a new dog. Let's see if we can get him in the picture. This is Max. Picked him up from the pound on Saturday and adopted a new one. Somebody from Florida. I can't read your name, I'm sorry. Lewis from Florida. Yeah, he's a cutie. Isabel says that. He's a cutie, good dog. They said he was a pointer mix. I think he's probably a pit bull pointer mix. So he's, if you guys have been following my, yeah, he's cute. If you guys have been following my channel for a little while, you know I had to put down my dog that I had back in, whoa, watch the stuff here. Sorry, he's a little rambunctious. Had to have my dog put down, back in, yeah, married life's treated me good. But my old dog, that she was in several of my other videos, my how to make rabbit ear dog treats, all those kinds of videos. She was a 14-year-old dog, had to have her put down back in like March. And, you know, getting married and all, the wife and I finally decided we needed a new dog, so we went and we picked him out. 5 months old, so he's still a puppy, very much a puppy. But we're gonna be doing some training with him. He's gonna come along just fine. All right, let's go take a look. Let me get a drink of my soda here. I have a drinking problem. I'm a soda pop junkie. All right, let's go see what we can figure out here. Go back and take a look at the quail first, see how they're doing. Max has got to come with us. If you see me stumbling around, he likes to get under my feet. Who's this? Well, your full name is, I missed that, I'm sorry. Didn't see who that was. Your full name, was it Doug? Saying your full name was Douglas? That's my middle name. Actually, my initials are CDC, which is the same that they use to abbreviate the Center for Disease Control. Anyway, weird. All right, here's the quail hutches. I still have not butchered my extra males. I wanted to wait until I got a hatch, which, by the way, I've got birds hatching today. So these extra males are going to be butchered pretty quick. But you can kind of see in this hutch right here. I don't know if you can tell this on camera or not. Females are a little beat up on the back of their heads because I got too many males in here. But the extra males are going this weekend, so I don't have to worry about that. Who's this? Somebody saying, question about rabbits, about 85 degrees, and your rabbits are outside. Could you make, I didn't catch the rest of that, I'm sorry. Something about freezing water bottles, I guess. Something about, could you make something freeze? You know, honestly, if you're asking about keeping rabbits in the heat like that, yeah, frozen water bottles work great. My rabbits don't use them though, and it gets way hotter than 85 degrees here. So what I usually do with my rabbits when it's hot is I just leave them alone. Just don't mess with them too much. Let them have their own space and calm down. Have I ever had sour crop in my quail? No, I've never had that problem with my quail. Where'd my dog go? Hang on, I gotta get the dog back. Come here, Max. Just called him by Sarah. Old dog, there he is. So anyway, let me get back to showing off the quail real quick, and then I'll come back and answer some questions. So you can see there's the silvers and one standard rooster back there. I don't know if you can see him back there in the corner of the cage. One standard rooster in this cage, and most of these guys are silvers, and let's see, one Italian back there, and tuxedos. That's kind of the mix in this pen right here. Let me get one of these silver birds out. They are pretty cool little birds. Oh, there we go. Here he is. She, I should say. This is a female. Pretty nice looking little birds. She's a little beat up right now because, like I said, too many males in here. They've been they've been picking on them. Oh, these are the water cups I've been using. These are like a gravity-fed water cup. So they, you know, if you get all the water out of them, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera, but we'll see. Get all the water out of them, it just kind of lets the water in until it fills up to a certain spot, and then it shuts them off. I don't really like them though, because somebody else, oh, I'm sorry, I'm missing the comments here. I don't really like the water cups though, because the quail bounce on them all the time, knock them around. It just ends up staying wet under the quail cages all the time. So I think I'm gonna switch back to my old style water cups. I like them much better. Max, gather. Sorry, he's a little rambunctious. Like I said, still a puppy. All right, let's take a look in here. I got my one bully silver male in here, and the rest of these are all the jumbo pharaohs. They've turned over their food dish right here. He's been beat up today. He wasn't like this yesterday, but it looks like he's got pecked around the eye. That's okay, he's going in the freezer this weekend anyway. He's a little bit of a bully. So the rest of these are all standard jumbo pharaohs. And again, I've got too many roosters, so you'll see that the females are a little beat up right now, but they're doing all right. And apparently my fertility is great because it looks like I'm getting a pretty good hatch rate. I'll be showing those off to you guys here pretty soon. Oh, let me open up the other side here. We'll take a look inside. There's the majority of them. A couple of these guys are Celadon egg layers, so you get these nice blue eggs, which are pretty cool. I don't know which ones are laying them, but a couple of them are laying them. Got a couple of those to hatch out as well, so hopefully I'll continue to get Celadon eggs. Let's go. Somebody wanted a garden view as well. This is going to be embarrassing because my garden is not doing well this year. It looks like crap, but I'll take you through it and we'll show it off anyway. Come on, Max. Excuse me. All right, who's asking a question here? Birmingham, England, huh? That's Tracy. Wow, we're reaching all the way around the world. Come on, Max, let's go. Come on, buddy. Max, come on. Uh-oh, he's got a mind of his own. Got to go catch the dog real quick. Max, come on, boy. Come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Yeah, of course, he chooses while I'm on video to act up. Come on, buddy, let's go. Come on. Yeah, it's a good boy. Come on. Hang on a second. I got to get the dog back in the fence. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. There we go. Good boy. Good boy. All right, crisis averted. Okay, let's take a look at the garden here real quick. Like I said, it does not look good right now. Max is not allowed in the garden. He likes to dig. All right, so I got tomato plants right here. Great big tomato plants. So you can see a couple of them over here, not doing so good. I had a fungus problem. It was so wet early this spring. You can see all the brown foliage on there. And I had one, see if you can see it right there, that just gave up and died. The other ones, especially my paste tomatoes, just not looking that good. But still producing tomatoes. I didn't do anything about it. I was too busy. Didn't really mess with it too much. So just kind of let them go. Didn't bother them. Jalapenos right here doing pretty good, especially this one right here. Well, this is a tall jalapeno plant. This thing's like 5 feet tall. Other ones down here are just a little bit shorter, but those are my jalapenos, my tomatoes. See over in this area, this is kind of interesting. I got green beans growing right down here. They haven't started flowering, producing beans yet, but I got this one right here. These are supposed to be bush beans, not pole beans, but this one ended up being a pole bean and just climbed all over this frame I had out here. This is what I had my kind of greenhouse, little hoop house tunnels set up on in the early part of the year. Garlic was here. It's already been harvested. It's out drying right now. Green beans down there. I got some corn back there. Make sure I get on camera. There we go. Whoa, over there. There we go. Corn right there, growing. Had some harvests off there. That was pretty good. Let's see what else we got. Okra. Okra's growing pretty good. I need to come out and harvest some okra. Somebody's giving me a comment. What size hardware cloth do I make my quail cages out of? It's, let's see, is it 1/4 inch hardware cloth, I believe. Yeah, 1/4 inch. No, maybe it's 1/2 inch. I always forget these measurements. I think it's 1/2 inch, but I did a video on how to make stacking quail cages. If you just do a search for that, you'll find it. And I'll tell you specifically in there what size hardware cloth. I think it's 1/2 inch hardware cloth though, now that I think about it, but it may be 1/4 inch. I don't know why I have a hard time remembering that, but I do. So anyway, there's the okra growing. It's good and tall, looks pretty good. Cucumbers back there, they're doing pretty good. There we go, wrapped around tomato cages. Here's something interesting over here. This is a, well, this one right here is a Cherokee Purple heirloom tomato. It's not doing bad. Had a little bit of a fungus issue on it, but it's still putting off tomatoes and doing pretty good. I finally took out the squirrel that was eating all the tomatoes, so I don't have problems with that. You're debating on getting button quail. I don't know a whole lot about button quail. Little bitty tiny birds, but you know, very similar to other quail. They're just a different subspecies, and you know, real small, a lot smaller than Coturnix. So if you're looking for like egg and meat production out of them, probably not that great. Yeah, if you come back after this video is over, Tracy, if you can't find that, let me know. Just come back in the comments, because the chat doesn't stick around afterwards. And I'll show you what I hold to use up my tomato plants here in a second. If I forget, remind me. Anyway, back to that. Tracy, if you have a hard time finding that video, comment in the comments section after this video is finished, and I'll go find that link for you and post it for you so you can find that. And I'll just give you the answer, because I'll look it up and tell you myself. But anyway, I use, for my tomato plants, I use the same thing I'm using for this cantaloupe. This is a tomato cage. It's basically just hog wire, or a hog fence, you know, I guess is what it's called, welded wire. Great big gaps in it, and you just cut it and bend it around. I think it's probably, about 2 feet diameter. So I don't know how big of a piece you'd need to make 2 feet diameter, but that's about what it is. Same thing I've got, you know, like this tomato cage on. And then I just stake them out with like fence posts. You probably can't see that, but it's just a fence post that you just drive into the ground right here and kind of tie the cage to it, and that provides me with the stake. But this is my cantaloupe. If you've never trellised cantaloupe, you can see maybe, let's see if I can get this camera just right here. That's a pretty good sized melon just hanging off there. Now usually I build slings for them out of like a t-shirt material, and just make a sling to hold that weight up, but these seem to be doing pretty good right now. Nowhere near ripe yet, but pretty good melon hanging off that vine, and it takes up so much less room just trellising it in the garden as opposed to letting it grow out over the ground. All right, so I think that's most of what I got in my garden. I had summer squash zucchini right here, and yeah, I like that idea too. Actually, I do my cucumbers the same way. I just trellis them on tomato cages. And you know, I saw somebody one time posted a video, said how to grow cucumbers vertically, how to trellis cucumbers. And I thought, is there any other way to grow them? Because that's the way I've always done it. I didn't know people actually grew cucumbers laying out on the ground. I thought that was the only way to do it. Anyway, this is my cucumber plants, multiple plants, and it's doing pretty good. I've gotten several cucumbers off this, made several jars. Whoops, sorry, wasn't paying attention, got the camera tilted sideways. Made several jars of pickles off this plant so far this year. It's starting to die off, starting to give its last, but I think I'll still get quite a few more off of it before it does. I did have summer squash. There's still one summer squash plant that's kind of left, but from those parts, summer squash and zucchini's done, and it's already given up its last. Had a watermelon plant, if you remember, growing over here. It's still growing. I mean, it's all along there, but it has not put off any, oh, it looks like it's finally got a little bud there. Probably way too late in the year. Probably not going to get any watermelon off that this year. And my weeds have gone crazy. The crabgrass is just, well, it's not crabgrass, it's Bermuda grass, has just taken over. But I'll wait till these plants die off a little bit, and then I'll come through here with the torch and just torch all this stuff and get rid of it. And then hopefully the city puts out some free mulch. Hey Keith, you made it, don't worry. Late's better than not at all. Hopefully the city puts out some free mulch this year. They do that every couple of years, and if they do, well, I got a pickup truck now, so I'll go load that pickup truck up with several beds of it and try to get some thick layers of mulch in here to keep the weed suppression down. Hey, my wife is home from work. I had to say hi to her. So get back, Max. He's excited. He thinks just because I went in the garden, he is now, you know, I've been gone forever. All right, let's go take a look at the rabbits real quick. Oh, and I do have something cool to show you guys with strawberries. Hang on a minute, we'll do that. Here's the rabbits. You guys see them every week, so I don't think it's anything new, but here's my buck right here, my California buck. I don't name my rabbits. Oh, somebody made a comment, I missed it. Do I use cover crops? You know, I haven't used cover crops. I've done it before, but I don't usually use them. I just mulch over real heavily. That's kind of my preference, but cover crops work great. The problem is I have so much Bermuda grass here that I can't hardly get cover crops to sprout and to get up and going before the Bermuda grass just takes over. And then it's really hard to weed out the Bermuda grass from that. And anyway, you know, cover crops are great. I may get into doing that a little bit more at some point in the future. If I do, I'll put some videos up on that. I haven't done many gardening videos because, you know, really there's not many topics to cover there. I should have taken advantage of the fungus issues I had and done some videos on how to take care of that, but I just didn't. The Flemish Giant, well, it's a cross, it's a mix, but here she is. Let me get her cage open, see if I can keep this on video while I do it. I don't know if I can do it. Let me just move this camera. Whoops, hang on. There we go. Sorry, this is hard to do one-handed. See if I can see. Will she come over for the camera? There she is, way back in the back. Like I said, it's kind of hot out here. I don't really want to mess with her too much. We had a rainstorm come through right before I filmed this. But she's pretty friendly, pretty easy to deal with. I can reach back in there and scratch her forehead. She doesn't seem to mind too much. So that's the rabbits. Not much going on with them. It'll be, you know, probably another month before I really start breeding them, and then we'll have some activity going in there. Can you guys hear me okay? I just got a message on my phone that I must have pushed the volume button. I'm hoping I didn't turn the volume down any. Somebody comment for me, let me know. How long do you let your quail meat rest before you eat it? Is there anything else you can do about the game taste? Well, I mean, quail, okay, good. Thank you for letting me know my volume is good. No, quail, yeah, I mean, it's not really a gamey taste, but yeah, they do have kind of a minerally kind of taste. That's just the way the meat tastes. That's just the kind of meat it is. There's not a whole lot you can do for that. If you cook them just right, that makes a big difference. Don't overcook them. If you overcook them, they become tough, rubbery, and have a little bit of a worse flavor to them. But no, as far as how long I let them rest, usually about 24 hours, something like that. They're a pretty small bird. They don't need to rest that long. I'm a big believer in dry aging meat, so I don't put them in any kind of liquid. I just put them in a bowl in the fridge, let them rest for about 24 hours, and then I freeze them or eat them at that point right there. I don't brine my quail. Brining is something that you do for for birds that you're going to be slow roasting, chickens, turkeys, those kinds of things. For quail, you cook them hot and fast, not slow roast, so the brine really doesn't do any good for them. So that's why I don't brine my quail. All right, let's go take a look at the, hopefully that answers your question and gives you an answer. Let's go take a look at the herb garden up here, and we'll see how it looks, because it's doing pretty good. It's, I'm having a hard time staying on top of the growth there. All right, here's the herb garden. If you can see it behind me, this is all basil over here, purple and green basil. And boy, I've been eating some basil like crazy. I'll tell you one thing. Bacon, lettuce, tomato sandwich with a tomato out of the garden. Hang on, I got a comment. You look like, your rabbit looks like she's gonna have babies next week. Well, congratulations, hope that works out well. So anyway, back to a really good recipe to share with you guys. A little bit of basil, chop that up, mix it in with your mayo, and make a sandwich with that, especially bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Oh my gosh, that's some good stuff. But can't go, I love fresh basil though. So anyway, there's my basil. It's doing great. It's all flowering. I can't keep on top of it. You know, if you don't know this about herbs, when they start to flower, they start to lose their potency and start to lose their flavor. But if you just pinch the flowers off and you just grab them and just pull them off like that, then it causes them to bush out more, and they'll keep growing, and they'll stay in prime condition a lot longer. But this has gotten to the point where I just can't keep up with it. You'd be out here every day pruning flowers off of it, and it's just too much. There's my dill right there, and it's all gone to flower as well. Pretty much everything has. I've got a lavender plant back there. It hasn't done much, but it was a fairly late plant. I just like lavender, so I picked it up on sale late in the year and planted it. Hasn't died, but it hasn't really grown much. Let's see, I got parsley growing right here in the front. Can you see the parsley? There it is, parsley. And somebody says tanks. I think you mean thanks. I'm not sure what for, but hopefully I answered a question you had. Let's see, there's my thyme. Hopefully you can see that thyme right there, and oregano right over there. Oregano is fantastic in eggs. So you get your quail eggs, crack them, make a little omelet with it, mix some oregano in there. Man, that's fantastic. And I think that's pretty much it in the herb garden. And that oregano and that thyme is like 3 years old. It just comes back year after year, so it's great. My wife has decorated the front porch here with all kinds of, what are you saying there? I'm sorry, I got a comment. Why don't you raise any bobwhite quail? Okay, I don't raise bobwhite quail because they're a native species here in Missouri. And let me adjust this camera a little bit here. I'm having a hard time. There we go. Bobwhite are a native species here in Missouri, so that means they require a permit for me to raise them if I was going to do anything with them. And you know, they don't produce like Coturnix quail do. They don't produce the number of eggs. Their incubation time's a little bit longer. They don't grow out as fast. So really, I'm in it for meat and eggs, so Coturnix is the way to go. you know, they're the next best alternative to chickens, in my opinion, because you can keep them in cages, keep them a little bit more secure, I guess, and out of, you know, you don't have to let them run the yard and annoy your neighbors and all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit easier to keep. So that's why I keep Coturnix and not Bob White. Hopefully that kind of answers it. So anyway, my wife has kind of decorated the front porch with potted plants and flowers. She likes succulents quite a bit, so she's got some succulents growing over here in some pots. And I've got some cilantro down here in that bottom pot right there, that long orange kind of looking pot right there. Got some cilantro seed that we started, and the plants are only about that tall right now. Hopefully they grow out, because I just love cilantro. Hopefully they grow out before the frost hits in October. Well, average frost anyway. I don't know if it'll actually hit in October. Let me go show you this strawberry plant, because this is actually pretty cool. I put a strawberry plant in one of my self-watering containers that, you know, I did a video on how to make those, made it out of a Rubbermaid tub, and it's doing great, and I'll show you something that's kind of cool about that. Oh, excuse me. All right, let me get the gate all closed up. All right, so, hey Max, stay down. Max likes to jump on me. Watch out, buddy. I'm gonna walk on you. Okay, so, oh, I forgot to show you this too. This is, this right here is asparagus that's growing. It's first year in, so you know you can't harvest asparagus till the second year. I do have a fruit tree. I'll go show you that if you want. It's a peach tree. There's nothing impressive about it. But get out of there, buddy. Max, come on, get out. He likes to get in the garden in the weird places. So anyway, there's asparagus growing right there. Next year I'll be able to harvest that. Here's my strawberry plant, and this is kind of what's cool about that. I planted it in one of these self-watering containers, and then we just brought it out here and set it in this garden right here. And you can see all the runners down here probably. They have just rooted into the ground. So, I mean, they're rooted in. And these are all just being fed off this one self-watering container. So that means that next year I'll have strawberries in this bed right here off of these runners. Those will start producing fruit next year. And I basically just seeded this bed with strawberry. And that's what I planned on doing anyway, but instead of planting the plants in here to begin with, I put them in this, yeah, you can see my dog, hang on. I put them in this self-watering container and let the strawberries just spill over the container and just plant themselves right in the ground. Way easier, because all I gotta do is just water it through the hose right there, fill it up with water every couple of days or so. I don't have to water the whole bed right now, just that container, and everything's grown great. The strawberries are doing fantastic, and you can see I've got almost ready, I don't know if you can see that on camera, nice red strawberries still producing. Haven't got enough to really make anything spectacular out of them, but you know, a few berries and cream and some of those kinds of things. So you want to see the puppy dog? Here he is. Here's Max. Say hi. Hey, thank you very much for the kind comments there. I'm glad you liked the videos. Say hi, Max. I can't get the camera angled right. There we go. There we go. Look around here. There we go. Yeah, he's a cutie. He's a good dog so far. Pretty good dog so far. He's a young one, but just found a dead female in the quail pen. No injuries and not egg bound. You know, that happens from time to time. Hang on. Where's the dinosaur? Prehistoric animals. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but anyway, going back to you found a dead female in your pen. You know, I found one this morning as well. It just happens from time to time. Sometimes there's quail that have what they call a terminal gene. They just don't live that long. How many quail do I have? I don't know how many I have right now. Probably about 40. I haven't counted them, really. Oh, the goats are the neighbor's goats. You guys want to see the goats? We'll take you over there and see the goats. Back to the question. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, having a hard time keeping up. The female that died, it just happens from time to time. Sometimes you never know why. It could be any reason. It could be that she was overbred too much, that she was picked on by the males. Max, get out of there. Quick, get out. Go on, get out. Sorry, he likes to, I caught him on the camera. She may have been picked on by the males. She may have been whatever reason. He's right back at it too. Oh well, I'll get him in a minute. But sometimes your quail just get like a terminal, having a problem getting one of your male bucks to breed. Hang on, I'll come back to that. Oh, birds are said to be evolved from dinosaurs. That's what you were talking about with that. Okay. And quail attacking another one and scalping them. Okay, hang on, I'll get to all these questions. Let me try to get the first one answered. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a little disheveled here trying to keep up with the comments because they just disappear on me as soon as they come in. The quail dying, it just happens from time to time. Sometimes the quails, depending on what they are, there's a terminal gene that can be passed on from time to time, which just causes sudden death in them for some time. They just don't live that long. And you never really know. Look at it this way, you're probably best off with that one not in your breeding program anyway, because it's not passing that gene on to the other birds. So, you know, don't stress about it too much. As long as it's just one bird and it's not multiple birds dying over days, it's probably nothing to worry about. It's just who knows why exactly. All right, so back to the goats. There's the goats. They're not mine, they're the neighbors. She's got 3 of them. We'll see that one. Over there is a female named Phoebe. This one right here is a male. I can't remember his name right offhand, but I should know it. And then she's got the baby one back there. He's kind of behind the tree. His name is Frankie. And Max loves the goats. They're not quite sure what to think of him, but he likes to run back and forth and try to play with them. So anyway, they're friendly as can be. They'll come right up to the fence if I go over here, maybe. Come here. So they're just, you know, they're kind of focused on the dog right now, but they're friendly as can be. They'll come right up to the fence. Love to, you know, take them over sticks and things like that to feed them occasionally, and they love those things. I think that's probably why they come right up to the fence for me. All right, so what else was I going to show while we're talking? I guess we can show off my pepper plants that are grown in the self-watering containers. They're doing fantastic as well. Oh, and this is mint. Let's look right there. There's mint. Ear mites and rabbits. You tried mineral? Max likes the mint too, you can see. But there's mint right there. Boy, it's just going like crazy. Of course, that's what mint does. People say don't plant mint because it's invasive. It'll just go all crazy. Who cares? I don't care if it goes crazy right here. It brings in the pollinators like nuts. Kind of helps keep the other bugs away. Thank you for the kind comments. Glad you love the channel. And you just mow it if it gets out of hand, and it smells good when you mow. So who cares if it grows like crazy? Max likes it. He runs through it and chews on it and all those kinds of things. It smells like mint out here now because he's been running through it. Ivermectin for mites. Oh, you can use ivermectin for mites. Somebody was saying comments about... okay, let me back up a little bit here. Let's try to get some comments answered before I show off peppers. All right, so you can use diatomaceous earth for mites. I don't know that it would work that well for ear mites. It'd be something you have to kind of stay on top of. And really, you're probably best off not using diatomaceous earth. That's something that a lot of people really comment almost every time you have any kind of problem like that. They mix it in with their feed for their quail and all those kinds of things. But there's some evidence that prolonged use of that can really cause some respiratory issues. So, and if you are going to use diatomaceous earth, just use it for short periods of time and make sure that it's food grade. Mineral oil has worked well for me. Really, any cooking oil has really worked well for me. You just got to stay on top of it. Treat them about every day for the first week, about every other day for a week after that, and then you can back off to probably once every 3 or 4 days, but you really need to treat for about 3 weeks if you got a bad infestation of it. If you need to go to a pesticide, they do make ear mite pesticides that you can use, same thing that you would treat like cats with, and it's a pesticide. It works just fine. But what you want to do is make sure that you're not eating that meat. You need to give it some time, probably 30 days at least after treatment, after you stop treatment, before you would eat the meat. The other thing about ear mites, oh, if you're having a real bad problem with it, make sure you don't have like a whole lot of loose bedding, straw. Those kinds of things can really add to where the ear mites kind of live. They'll burrow into that stuff and they'll live in that stuff. So get rid of all that stuff, clean it all out, treat your rabbits till you get rid of the ear mites, and then you can add straw and things like that back to it. So hopefully that kind of helps a little bit on ear mites. All right, what else we got? Oh, we had another question about a buck that won't breed. Look at, okay, I think that was your comment about putting him in the cage morning and evening. If that was the same person that was saying your buck won't breed, you're putting him in the cage, don't take the males to the females. It's always the females to the males. Females can get incredibly territorial, and if you put a male in there, it's not unheard of that they'll castrate that male. So you just don't want to take the male to the female. That's a little off topic of what you're asking initially, but just to make sure you got that right, it's always take the female to the male's cage. The reason he won't breed is more than likely weight. Put him on a little bit of a diet, get him to lose some weight. Just enough feed where he'll finish all his pellets by morning. Just that's it. You want him to be cleaning out his pellets by morning with no extra pellets laying around there. Usually when a buck won't breed, it's because they're just overweight and they just get lazy. So that's the #1 thing to look at. If that's not the case, if he's not overweight, then look for a different buck would be my guess. You may wait till it cools off a little bit too. It could be that just the heat has caused him to kind of go sterile and kind of be not in the mood, so to speak. Sometimes when it's hot out, the rabbits just get a little bit lazy, and that seems to be one of the things. Okay, so I know I missed some comments there. Comment back if you want to again. While you're doing that, these are the pepper plants, self-watering containers. Let me move out of the way so you can see them. And I've got, what do you got there? Oh, I'm sorry, I've been taking your female to the male. Oh, no problem, no problem. As long as you know that. Oh, I heard screeching tires. Thought I was going to hear a crash behind it. Okay, as long as you know that, we're good. So let's show off the pepper plants here real quick. So I've got, these are poblanos growing back here and just loaded with peppers. These are small ones right there. I've got habaneros growing here. These are kind of a unique habanero. They're an orange habanero that they have all the great flavor of a habanero, but they're not so incredibly hot you can't stand them. So you can dice this thing up. Hang on, the dog's got something he's probably not supposed to have. What do you have? Something plastic. Don't eat that. Here, chew on this instead. There you go, good boy. Sorry, got to do a little discipline with the dog real quick. Didn't want to have to take him to the hospital for ingesting a plastic. Okay, right here is a banana pepper, and it's doing fantastic. It's got great big banana peppers on it. And then back here in the back, see if I can show that. Boy, it's hard to get this camera angle right. Turn it way up here, maybe you can see it. Right down here where my hand is, if you can see that, is Thai chili peppers, and it's just loaded with peppers. It's a little bitty what they call bird's eye peppers. These are hot peppers. I like them quite a bit, but nobody else in the family does because they can't stand the heat. But anyway, these have, I really like growing my peppers in these self-watering containers. Bring them in the fall. Peppers are perennial. I didn't realize that until just a couple of years ago. Bring them in the fall and you can get peppers all year long, pretty much. I had habaneros last year going, fresh habaneros in February. It was pretty nice. All right, so that's pretty much it. Let's walk you guys out. I don't know if I've ever done a full walk of my property and what I actually have here. Why is your female rabbit not breeding? Good question. I'm not sure why you're female. Somebody said they roast pigeons and they like my channel. Thank you very much for that. All right, why is your female rabbit not breeding? Could be any number of things. A lot of the times the females, especially if they haven't been bred in a while, are just a little reluctant to breed. Generally what I do, and I did a whole video on this at one point, so you can look back through and you can watch that video and you may get a little bit more information from that. But generally if I have a problem with my rabbit breeding, my female, I take her to the male in the morning, take her again in the evening, and just keep repeating that. Do it 4 or 5 times, and usually by about the 4th time, sorry, the dog is going nuts today. Usually by about the 4th or 5th time, the female is just ready to breed at that point right there. You can force breed them, but I really don't like doing that. That's not my preference. But I find that just taking her to them multiple times will take care of the issue most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. So you might want to start off with doing that. Hopefully that helps a little bit on that. All right, so this is my. Let me back up here. I'm going to leave you in the fence this time. You ran off last time. Okay, so you can see my house, my yard behind me. It's just kind of a standard size lot. Somebody is saying you just started with meat rabbits, you got a silver fox, and something else. I missed that comment. But anyway, there's my backyard, standard size kind of lot yard there. And then I've got these 2 lots behind me. This one right here, back here, kind of a wooded area way back there, but there's a ditch on that side and then an empty field and an old factory on the other side of that. We'll take you back there and kind of show you that. But somebody came by a couple of years ago, it's been several years ago actually, and wanted to get rid of these 2 lots. So I bought them. I bought them for a pretty good price. It was pretty cheap. I don't remember the price, but pretty cheap. And he wants to come out. So I went ahead and bought them so nobody could build back here or do anything like that. So anyway, I own this lot right behind my house, and it's another standard size lot. You can see way back there. Well, there's my peach tree right there. You can see my peach tree. There's no peaches on it, just a peach tree. And let me walk back here and I'll turn around and show you. I can't walk backwards, I'll fall over. That would be fun for you guys to watch, but not very much fun for me to do on the camera. All right, so you can see it's a full standard size lot. And there's my peach tree right here. Full tree. And this was kind of an interesting thing. Somebody gave this tree to me like a year ago, in the spring actually, this spring. Oh, your question was, have I had good luck with silver foxes? Yeah, my silver fox rabbit's a great mother, produces big litters, fantastic. So I'm pretty happy with the silver fox. Anyway, this tree was given to me, and it was full grown when it was given to me in the spring. I tried to get the lady to give it to me in the fall when it was dormant, but she wanted to get rid of it. So we dug it up, me and a buddy brought it over here. I dumped a whole bucket of rabbit manure in that hole and planted it, and it's done pretty good. I need to put some more anchors out. I thought it was anchored into the ground really well, but it's not. One of the windstorms came through and kind of tilted it a little bit, so I need to put some stakes in the ground and tie it out, make sure it's anchored in there really well. But it produced a boatload of peaches. Now the squirrels got them all, every single one of them, and there's just, you probably can't see it on camera, but there's peach pits all over the ground right here. Yeah, nice save on the fruit tree. I was surprised that it produced actually first year, and it's doing fantastic, no problems whatsoever. But like I said, the peaches got the squirrels got every single peach. There's peach pits all over the ground. They didn't even wait for them to get ripe. They just ate every single peach off this tree. I didn't get a single one. So now I cleaned out the squirrels a little bit, so I shouldn't have that problem anymore. They were getting my tomatoes in my garden and everything. And you know, don't be mad at me. I don't mind sharing with the squirrels. I'm more than willing to share with the squirrels. The problem is the squirrels won't share with me. And there's really no other way to take care of squirrels. And it's not like we've got a shortage of squirrels anyway. They're everywhere. So, you know, yeah, squirrel is good eating too. So I've got squirrel in the freezer right now. Very good eating. All right, this is an interesting tree right here. This is a pawpaw tree. I need another one because they're not self-fertile. And I got another one, but it's nothing more than a stick in the ground right now. It didn't really do well. Oh, how did I get rid of them? One of those little, I don't know if it's Crossman or Daisy brand, multi-pump, you know, you can pump it up multi-times, pellet gun. That's how I got rid of them. About pawpaw trees, yeah, pawpaws are pretty cool. Yep, shoot them. BB gun, pellet gun. That's what I use. Pump it up 10 times, shoot a squirrel, and skin them up, put them in the freezer. I missed what you said right there. So anyway, somebody asked me a question, I didn't catch it. Ruger air, yeah, Ruger air would probably work. You know, I had a, while we're talking about pellet guns, I had a brake barrel, like 1,200 foot per second pellet gun. Thing is terrible, and I don't know, maybe some of the other brands are great. This was a Beeman, I think is the brand, and it has a 22 caliber barrel or a 17 caliber barrel. You can use either one, but it's terrible. It's just not accurate at all. And I read some things on that. I haven't really studied it enough to really speak in detail about it, but that air rifles shoot that fast. Pellets aren't designed to go that fast, so when they go that fast, they become unstable. So this one wasn't accurate. It wasn't precise, let's put it that way. You'd shoot one, and one hole would be right here, the next hole would be right there, next hole would be right over there. It just wasn't a good rifle at all. I went back to the old trusty, as I had as a kid, multi-pump gun, you know, pellet rifle. I pump it up 10 times, and I can hit a squirrel from the back door to almost all the way out here, and that's probably 60 yards almost. So it's a pretty good gun. Yeah, 22 works great, but I'm in the city, so I can't shoot 22. And if I got some CB caps, if you guys know what CB caps are, I could probably get away with it, but I haven't been able to find those for quite a while. So anyway, pawpaw tree growing right there. My wife bought me another one, last fall, and I put it in the ground, but it didn't quite make it. It's nothing more than a stick in the ground right now. It has a couple of leaves on the base, so I'm hoping it comes back. But if you're not familiar with pawpaw, a very strange tree. This is a native tree to southwest Missouri, but you can see it looks like tropical. I mean, it's got like tropical looking leaves, and it produces a fruit that's like almost like a banana in a way. Kind of like a lot of people say they taste like banana custard, and they're very similar to that. It's pretty good, pretty cool little tree anyway. So I'm trying to get a couple of those going. I'll end up putting some more fruit trees back here. Oh, I've got blackberries going over here. Right there are my blackberries. Have I ever tried plums? Well, yeah, I've eaten plenty of plums. Love plum jelly. I've never grown a plum tree though. I'll probably get a couple of those because that's one of my favorite things. Plum jelly is fantastic. These are my blackberries right here. Just a few of them. This is my second year with them. These did produce berries, but guess what? The squirrels got them all, so I didn't get any berries off of them this year. So these canes will die out. The new canes, there's new growth. If you don't know anything about blackberries, they produce on second year canes, so the ones that produce fruit this year will die out. I'll need to cut them off, and then there's new cane growing. Those will produce fruit next year. And eventually this will take over this area right here, and it'll be nothing but blackberries. And these are all thornless, so that's good. And then I've got, let's see, not much else back here. A couple of compost bins right there, just made out of, those are hardware cloth actually. Just coil it around and, you know, tie it to itself, and then fill it up with you know, carbon and nitrogen. And my nitrogen source, you can probably guess, is quail manure or rabbit manure. Mostly quail manure, because the rabbit manure pretty much goes straight on the garden or straight on the areas I need it. Okay, so that's one lot. I also own this lot over here, which is behind my neighbor's house. But this, nothing going on over here. I got a couple of redbud trees growing. Nothing really to show off, except for just to show you that's what I got behind my house. So you can see that big factory back over there, and nothing on the other side of that. There's an old railroad track that runs right through there that they use as a walking trail. And then just right there at the edge, you can probably see the growth right there. That's a ditch. So I don't really have to worry about anybody coming across there or anything like that. And if I ever decide to, I can fence this off and tie into my neighbor's fence over there in that corner. Fence this hole off, and I'll have a huge yard. But fencing's expensive, so it's probably going to be a little while before that ever happens. So anyway, that's I think that's pretty much it on my property and my, the quail and the rabbits. So now that we got that covered, I can slow down here a little bit and maybe answer a few more questions if you got them, or if I missed your comment already, just reply again with it and let me know, and I'll do my best to get it answered. No comments, no questions, huh? Did I get them all answered? See, I only got 16 people in here, so maybe this wasn't a very exciting live broadcast for everybody. But hopefully you guys liked it. Okay, what do we got here? You've been watching my videos for a long time, and you just created a channel just to comment on my videos. Well, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I missed the Nick's content, and then I got somebody saying it's awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for you guys saying great job. You enjoyed the video. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I did this because it was a request from the last live broadcast I did last week. Somebody requested to do a walk around of the property again, so I thought I'd do that. I missed some quail. I probably did. It's very hard for me to keep up with these while I'm, you know, walking around, especially on my cell phone, because it just appears a little bit for the comment for just a few seconds and then it disappears. So if I missed your quail question, repost it. I'll do my best to answer it. Oh, I get a drink of my soda. All right, you guys want to go in and see the babies hatching? I don't do bell peppers right now. I have grown them in the past. I like bell peppers a lot. My wife doesn't like them, so I didn't bother growing bell peppers. She likes banana peppers, so I grew banana peppers instead. You guys want to see the baby quail in the incubator? It's still, you know, they just started hatching yesterday, so it's just going to be a peek. We can't really keep it open. But I'll take you inside. We'll take a look at them real quick. Excuse the mess in the house. If you didn't know, I just got married. You had a tough time with bell peppers, I think you're saying? Yes, I did dry incubation this time. No, it's fine to open it. They're not any pipped, I don't think. They're still a little wet. We'll just crack it open, take a peek inside real quick. I haven't looked yet either. They started hatching yesterday, so... Max, quit. He's chewing on everything right now. Alright, so we're going into the garage. Oh, let's see. Looking forward to my next rabbit update. You missed my rabbit section of this podcast. Wasn't much on the rabbits this time. I was just showing them off. I'm not doing anything with the rabbits because it's summertime, so there wasn't really a whole lot to show off. Oh, here in the garage, huge mess back there because, let's see, somebody says, I got 70 Coturnix quail incubating. Started pipping today. Your valley and ringneck pheasants started pipping again, I think. I couldn't read it all before it disappeared. Nice. You got a... quite a big selection of birds there, so hopefully that'll hatch. There's my garlic that's drying right now. It was outside, but we had rain come through today, so I just moved it in here on this, oh, this is a compost sifter I built, just hardware cloth stapled to a frame, to a wooden frame, and I just threw the garlic on there. So I got some nice big garlic out of the garden this year. Nice big bulbs. I'm gonna let all this stuff dry, and then I'll bundle it together in big bundles and hang it on the wall in the kitchen. We'll just use it all year long. Take the biggest ones, break them off, and go replant them here at the end of this month, and have garlic for next year. All right, there's my brooder box getting ready, getting all warmed up, getting ready. It's already got food and water in it. And of course, a big mess back here because, like I said, I just got married a couple months ago, and we're combining 2 households, so we're trying to work on that. All right, you taking off then? Is that Izzy, Miss Izzy? Well, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Give me a second here. We'll, oh, let me turn on a light. All right, we'll go take a look at, this is my junk room. There's my seed starting stuff back there. I just have some lights, and that's where I start all my seeds. But here's the incubator right here. So let's see if we can get this camera down here, and we'll take a peek inside and see what we got. This will just be a quick peek, because like I said, I can't leave it open for very long. There they are. Look at that. Bunch of birds hatching. Looks like I got pretty good hatch rate out of it so far. We're going to close that back up, though, so I don't have any problems with them. So those guys will be coming out probably probably tomorrow morning. I'll take them out. I'll stick them in the brooder box. I go back outside and get much better sound and much better light out there. Make sure my dog didn't run away. Nope, he's at the other door wanting in. Yeah, those little baby quail are pretty cute. So you can see, living right in the middle of town here, I've got a pretty almost country setting. That's where the slightly redneck name comes from. What do we got there? You have a few quail with really long nails. Is it safe okay to trim their nails? They're your best layers. Uh-oh, I'm starting to run low on battery power. Yeah, you can trim your quail's nails if you want to. Just don't trim them too short. You really want to keep them long enough that you don't get into the quick of the nail, because you could really hurt them and do some permanent damage to them. Come on, Max, come back out here. You want to see the rabbits? Yeah, we're right here by the rabbit hutch. I showed them off at the beginning of this video. There's my buck right there, my California buck. My silver fox is back there. You probably can't see her because she's black and she's sitting back in the shadows, so she doesn't really show up on film. And she doesn't like to be messed with, and with it being hot out here, I don't want to do that. There's the Flemish Giant mix that I picked up just a couple of months ago, or about a month ago, I think is when I got her. She's pretty friendly, pretty easy to handle, but again, I don't really want to get her out and mess with her too much because summertime, hot, I just want to leave them alone, let them kind of relax and stay cool the best they can. It's real humid out here today. I'm just, I don't want to mess with them too much. But that's the rabbits right there. We can go back here and pet him. He really likes the attention of all the rabbits I've got. You can see he's watching me open this cage. Usually he'll come right up to the front here. Not today. He's a little camera shy. Usually he'll come right up to the front of the cage and let me pet him. Come on, buddy. Okay, we'll reach back there and give you a forehead scratch. He generally likes the attention quite a bit. Today he's being a little shy. And you see, I don't know if you can see the goats behind me. I can't make him out on camera. See him climbed up on the fence there, eating the tree limbs. Did I get it right? Maybe I got to turn a little bit. No, I think I'm turning the wrong way. There we go. Now you can see him. I have not done a barbecued rabbit video. Maybe that's something I'll do at some point. They're fantastic smoked. So if you have a smoker, just smoke them like you would chicken. Really great. And one thing you can do is you can smoke a whole bunch of them and then put them in little, those vacuum seal bags, and throw some fresh herbs in there, rosemary, thyme, the same kinds of things you use with chicken. Maybe half a stick of butter in there with it when you do that, and then seal that up and freeze it. And then whenever you want to eat it, all you do is take it out and stick that whole bag in a pot of boiling water and boil that until that's warmed all the way through, and then just open that up and it's ready to eat right like that. It's super easy and fantastic. Where are we at? We're at 48 minutes. I'm going to be ending this video before too long, but let's see. Any quail recipes? Everything you've tried so far has been kind of bland. Well, one of the things that we've been doing lately with the quail, let me see if I can get this one. What price would you suggest for selling silver fox rabbits at 8 weeks old? Depends on the price in your area. Hang on, I'll come back to the quail recipes. Depends on the price of rabbits in your area. Check Craigslist and see what other people are selling them for. Usually around here, full-bred meat rabbits like a silver fox or whatever, they're going to probably go for, and hello to whoever that was, Roberto. Hey, Roberto. Hey, how are you? Usually meat rabbits full-bred around here, they go for $10, maybe $15 if you're lucky. But that's probably the normal price around here. You're just gonna have to check in your area and see what they go for in your area. Okay, quail recipes. What I've been doing with quail lately is doing them under the broiler in the kitchen. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll take them and slice down the breast on either side and stuff some jalapenos, because I got fresh jalapenos in the garden right now. Stuff those down on either side of the breast. I sprinkle some Cavenders over them, which you probably don't know what that is unless you're from this part of the country. It's kind of a local thing. It's a Greek seasoning. But it's produced in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, so unless you live close to there, you probably don't, I've never even heard of it. But you could use like seasoned salt or Lowry's maybe. No, that's Lowry's seasoned salt. There's another multi-purpose seasoning. I can't remember the name of it. But I just sprinkle that over them real good. Maybe rub them down with a little bit of olive oil. Sometimes I'll even put them in a marinade with a little bit of olive oil, some honey, a little bit of lemon to get some acid in there, and then throw in some herbs. Usually the same herbs you'd use with chicken: rosemary, thyme. Old Bay would work really well as a seasoning. That somebody else suggested that. Anyway, then I kind of flatten them out a little bit, so I kind of break the breast a little, so they're not, sitting like a hen would, but flattened out. And you can wrap them with bacon if you want to. I found that does okay, not that great. But I lay them out flat under the broiler. What's that, cooking at like 500 degrees? 4 minutes on one side, flip them over, 4 minutes on the other side. And they turn out pretty good that way. You just got to cook them hot and fast. Get them off that thing any more than about 4 minutes on each side, and they start to get overcooked, and then you're going to end up with tough, and it's just not that good at that point. So that's one of my favorite ways to cook them recently. I've also cooked them with, I did a video on how to cook quail in the oven. It was an old video a long time ago, not the best production, not the best video, but I did that with stovetop stuffing in a casserole dish, and I can't remember exactly what I did with them, but stuck them in the oven. I want to say it's 350 for about 15 minutes, maybe 20, and that's pretty good as well. So there's a couple of ways that you can kind of cook your quail that make them good. Somebody suggested the barbecue grill. Yeah, I wouldn't go for, you get your barbecue grill pretty hot, get it going, season them however you like. You could do barbecue, whatever, throw them on, but only about 4 or 5 minutes at the most on each side, and they should be about done at that point. Check them with a thermometer. Don't just go with looks, because quail, even when it's done, it's still going to be a little bit pink in the middle. Yeah, overcooked. I did that for a long time when I first started cooking quail. They cook so fast, and because they do have a little bit of a pink kind of color to the meat. Somebody, New York Tigress is suggesting the crock pot. That'd probably be a good way to cook them as well. I've never done that. Do rabbits that way occasionally, but never done quail that way. I imagine it would be good. What was I saying? Oh, the meat in the quail is still a little bit pink whenever it's done, so you kind of think, oh, it's not done, and you want to cook it longer, and then it's and then it's overcooked. Somebody's asking if I've ever tried quail in chicken salad. No, I have not ever tried quail. I guess it'd be quail salad that way, wouldn't it? Imagine it'd be good if you like quail meat, because it is a little bit, like I said, minerally, kind of like dove. So you don't, if you don't like it, I guess it's an acquired thing. I grew up eating lots of wild game, so to me that's a good flavor. And I like liver quite a bit, and it kind of has just a hint of a liver kind of taste to it. If you don't like liver, don't let that turn you off, because it's just a hint. But I really like it. Nathan Dog says hello. Well, hello to you. All right, I think I got most of those comments answered. We're at 52 minutes here. I probably should start closing this video out. Need to go in, have dinner with my wife, spend some time with her before bedtime, and got to get up and go to work tomorrow morning. So, all right, guys, anything before we leave, before we finish up? Got just time for maybe 1 or 2 more questions. You're gonna have to hurry though. Don't have much time. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Everybody's saying thank you and take care. You guys take care as well. I appreciate you joining, and I'm going to sign off now. So, as always, God bless. God bless you all. Oh, somebody's asking, how do you stop quail from pecking each other? I did a whole video on that as well, quail pecking. I can't remember what I called it. But really, that's a common thing whenever you mix quail. I'm sorry, I got tied up with one more question, guys, so hang on, I'll answer this question, then I'm going to sign off. This is it. When you move quail when you first introduce quail to each other, a lot of times they're going to be picking on each other. If they're overcrowded, you got more than about 1 per every square foot, they're going to start picking on each other. If you don't keep enough food in there all the time, they'll start picking on each other. There's numerous reasons as to why they could. Most of the time they'll work that out themselves, so you're not going to have a huge issue with that. What you might want to do though is, somebody's suggesting reducing the male. That's what I was going to suggest next. Make sure you don't have an overpopulation of males. You only need about 1 male to every 5 females, 4 to 5 females. If you got more than that, then that can cause some picking problems as well. And that's really about all you can do, is just deal with it. You could separate out the bullies, the ones that are fighting the other ones, but when you reintroduce them, it's probably going to start right back up and do it again. Most of the time I just leave them together and let them fight it out. If I got one that gets too beat up, then I just remove them and I have them for dinner. But they're really pretty tough birds. They can recover from quite a bit of things that you would think this bird's not going to make it. They can get an eye pecked out, completely lose it, and just go about life like nothing's wrong with them. So, you know, you really don't have to worry about them too much. They usually work those things out themselves. So hopefully that helps out a little bit. Go back and check out my video on, I think I called it quail pecking order or quail pecking on each other. I can't remember. It's a pretty old video. But if you look back, you should be able to find it. All right, got to sign off now. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you got some questions answered. You enjoyed this video. And again, as always, God bless.